Happy Wednesday, my littles. I hope you're having a great week and that you are working on your assignments. And if you have any questions, that you're remembering to reach out so we can make sure that your assignments are as easy as we can possibly make them. Just a couple of reminders before I read aloud. You have been working on your animal research writing this week, and Monday you were picking your topic. Tuesday you were gathering more information to go along with your work that you did Monday. Today you're going to continue to do the same. Make sure that you are looking at what the assignment is asking you to research and that you are completing that assignment to take a picture or to submit on the actual assignment that we have provided. Tomorrow you will be putting all of that information together in a presentation that you are going to record. You have a couple different ways you can record, either having your parent record you on your phone or you can do it straight on Schoology. When you submit the assignment, there is an option to access the audio and video recording, and you can record it straight into the assignment without having to do anything extra. So remember, Thursday you are doing that so others can comment on your presentation for Friday. So make sure you look at those directions carefully and then you ask a question if you're not sure. In Florida Studies Weekly, we are on week 18. Today you're finishing up your study guide questions and taking notes. Remember, this is your job to make sure that you're reading your articles carefully. The test questions are not the study guide questions. The study guide is just helping you figure out what is some of the important information, but you are allowed to take notes on anything else that you feel might be helpful for your test on Friday. Remember, there are videos and you can even listen to the articles read to you out loud. So make sure you take your time and do your very best work with that. On reading, you have EPIC that you are supposed to be reading for your 30 minutes. So today is our second day. So after today, you should have 60 minutes read, and then you should be going back to do your responding and then the glow and the grow for 2 people. Please make sure that you are following those directions. I should not see a response written if you have not read, because the response won't count if you haven't actually done the reading that you should have done beforehand. And then also make sure that you are working on your vocabulary a little bit each day. It should not be done in one day. It should be done throughout the week. That way you have time to learn the new vocabulary and then being able to apply them, and then you're quizzed on them on the last day. And then the last reminder is you are supposed to make sure that you are returning any Media Center books to Harvey as soon as you can, in addition to any of our classroom library books that you might have had tucked in your backpack or at home by your nightstand. Make sure that you are getting those returned so we can have those for next year's kiddos as well. Today, I'm going to be reading a book called Freedom Summer. John Henry Waddell is my best friend. His mama works for my mama. Her name is Anna Mae. Every morning at 8 o'clock, Annie Mae steps off the county bus and walks up the long hill to my house. If it's summer, John Henry is stepping it right beside her. We like to help Annie Mae. We shell butter beans. We sweep the front porch. We let the cats in, then chase the cats out of the house until Anna Mae says, "Shoo, enough of you two, go play." We shoot marbles in the dirt until we're too hot to be alive. Then we yell, "Last one in is a rotten egg," and run straight for Fiddler's Creek. John Henry swims better than anybody I know. He crawls like a catfish, blows bubbles like a swamp monster, but he doesn't swim in the town pool with me. He's not allowed. So we go to the creek with rocks and sticks to make a swimming spot, and then holler and jump in wearing only our skin. John Henry's skin is the color of brown butter. He smells like pine needles after a good rain. My skin is the color of the pale moths that dance around the porch light at night. John Henry says I smell like a just washed sock. "This means war," I shout. We churn that water into a white hurricane and laugh until our sides hurt. Then we float on our backs and spout like whales. "I'm gonna be a fireman when I grow up," I say. "Me too," says John Henry. I have 2 nickels for ice pops, so we put on our clothes and walk to town. John Henry doesn't come with me through the front door of Mr. Mason's general store. He's not allowed. "How you doing, young Joe?" asks Mr. Mason. He winks and says, "You gonna eat those all by yourself?" My heart does a quick beat. "I got one for a friend," I say, and scoot out the door. "Yes, sir. It's mighty hot out there," Mr. Mason calls after me. "I love ice pops," says John Henry. "Me too," I say. Annie Mae makes dinner for my family every night. She creams the corn and rolls the biscuits. Daddy stirs his iced tea and says, "The town pool opens tomorrow to everybody under the sun, no matter what color." "That's the new law," Mama tells me. She helps my plate with peas and says, "It's the way it's going to be now, everybody together." Lunch counters, restrooms, drinking fountains too. I wiggle in my chair like a doodle bug. "I gotta be excused," I shout, and I run into the kitchen to tell John Henry. "I'm gonna swim in the town pool," he hollers. "Is it deep?" "Real deep," I tell him, "and the water's so clear you can jump to the bottom and open your eyes and still see." "Let's be the first ones there," says John Henry. "I'll bring my good luck nickel, and we can die for it." Next morning, as soon as the sun peeks into the sky, here comes my best friend John Henry Waddell, running to meet me. "Let's go," he yells. "I got my nickel." And I run right with him all the way to the town swimming pool. We race each other over the last hill and we stop. County dump trucks are here. They grind and back up to the empty pool. Workers rake steaming asphalt into the hole where the sparkling clean water used to be. One of them is John Henry's big brother, Will Rogers. We start to call to him, "What happened?" But he sees us first and points back on down the road. It means get on home. But our feet feel stuck. We can't budge. So we hunker in the tall weeds and watch all morning until the pool is filled with hot, spongy tar. Smoky steam rises in the air. Workers tie planks to their shoes and stomp on the blacktop to make it smooth. Will Rogers heaves his shovel into the back of an empty truck and climbs up with the other workers. His face is like a storm cloud, and I know this job has made him angry. "Let's go," a boss man shouts, and the truck rumbles slam down the road. It's so quiet now. We can hear the breeze whisper through the grass. We sit on the diving board and stare at the tops of the silver ladders sticking up from the tar. My heart beats hard in my chest. John Henry's voice shakes. "White folks don't want color folks in their pool." "You're wrong, John Henry," I say, but I know he's right. "Let's go back to Fiddler's Creek," I say. I didn't want to swim in this old pool anyway. John Henry's eyes fill up with angry tears. "I did," he says. "I wanted to swim in this pool. I want to do everything you can do." I don't know what to say, but as we walk back down to town, my head starts to pop with new ideas. I want to go to the dairy dip with John Henry, sit down and share root beer floats. I want us to go to the picture show, buy popcorn, and watch the movie together. I want to see this town with John Henry's eyes. We stop in front of Mr. Mason's store. I jam my hands into my pockets while my mind searches for words to put with my new ideas. My fingers close around 2 nickels. "Want to get an ice pop?" John Henry wipes his eyes and takes a breath. "I want to pick it out myself." I swallowed hard and my heart says yes. "Let's do that," I say. I give John Henry one of my nickels. He shakes his head. "I got my own." We look at each other. Then we walk through the front door together. And that was our book. It's called Freedom Summer. I love that book because our friendships go inside of us, and we carry what's most important in our heart. And we want to make sure that we are looking for those friends that care about who we are on the inside. So I want you to write in the comments today one attribute that you